And welcome back to episode 194 of the Hit the Showers podcast, presented to you by the Foolproof Entertainment Network. As always, I'm your host, Clifford Jordan Jennings, and I'm back with my guy, Mo. How you feeling?
Feeling good. Glad to be here. What's going on, everybody?
It's been a while. What's that, since the Tank Ryan fight? What was that, April?
Tank Ryan. Yeah, April, May, somewhere like that. I can't remember the exact date.
I can't either. That's crazy. But it's been a lot going on in boxing, I do have to say.
For sure.
This might be one of the best years that we done had in, shit, I would say decades.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, pretty much since I've been alive, the way the fights is going and even coming up still, like, it's crazy this year.
Okay, we love good shit. Yeah, nah, but you gotta be thankful, you know. All praise to be. I was about to say to the boxing guys, not to the boxing guys. You can't say no shit like that. That's some ignorant ass shit. I don't know who we sacrificed to get this, but I'm happy that it's here though. I know there's some fights tonight. You did announce them, but they're not top on my list. We might run them down at the end. Right now, like I said, I really want to talk to Stephen Fulton, that Naoya Inoue. How you pronounce his first name? I don't think nobody does. That's why they call him Inoue. I'm not even sure. Motherfuckers probably pronouncing that wrong and they don't even know it.
Right.
But that's a big one. That's a big one. I was kind of shocked when I saw it. I know he moved up to get it. But that's still a dangerous fight, man. I don't know. Fulton said that he thinks he's the guy that can knock him off. I don't know how much I believe it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really good fight. You know, Inoue's moving up. I mean, you know, not much, but
right.
We're going to see if everything he was doing at his previous weight class is still translating at that super bantamweight. It is super bantamweight they're fighting, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I got Stephen Fulton in this one, honestly.
Do you?
I'm not necessarily going with the hype. You know, riding with the American, root for everybody black, all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we go see what happens. I mean, I'm definitely not looking past Inoue. He's definitely made himself look really good in previous fights. But yeah, we got to see what happens.
Listen, my whole thing is, like you said, I'm glad you pointed it out, not by much. Like, he did, what is that, 6 pounds?
Yeah, I think Super Bam is 118. I think he was...
Oh, well, no, that's 4 then. Because they at 122, right?
Oh, yeah. You're right.
I think they at 122 right now, so... Mm-hmm. I don't know. Either way, like you said, it's not that much weight, but my whole thing is, with that kind of knockout power, 24-0, 21 KOs. They kind of slid you into somebody that I wouldn't say is tailor-made, because, you know, if Cool Boy Steph is on, he's going to be moving and he's going to be hard to hit. But I can't say that he's like that every fight, because that Brandon Figueroa, he was getting touched up. And you can't get touched up like that with Inoue.
Oh, nah. Inoue gets a shot. He's going to have a long night. Or a short night, honestly.
Right.
Look at it like that.
Right. But Fulton, he 21-0, 8 KOs.
Mm-hmm.
We know he ain't got no power.
Right.
You going to have to point him to death.
Right.
And that's dangerous. That's like, you got to point him to death while he's coming in there to kill you.
Yeah. It is going to be rough for him. Definitely not an easy fight for Steph. You know, similar to what you said. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still riding with the home team on this one. So we're going to see. I might be wrong. You know, Inoue might be the real deal, but I think he definitely is going to have to earn it this fight. Like,
Oh no,
it's not going to be easy for either side to pull this one through.
I definitely agree with that. This is by far another thing. This is by far Fulton's biggest fight. I don't know if I would say it's Inoue's though. I think his was Nonito Donaire.
Mm.
And then they fought twice, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they fought twice.
Yeah, for sure. In 2019 and 22.
Yeah, and I just say that to say that he's used to fights like that, you know? Like, he's used to the big fights. And Fulton, I don't know. I'm not going to go as far as to say, well, yeah, he started coming up. Like, he really popped on everybody's radar during COVID.
Mm.
During those COVID fights where they had the empty arenas and all that, you know what I'm saying? So you haven't had an opportunity to really get too many big ones under your belt, and now you flying all the way to Japan?
Right, yeah. The fact that he's in enemy territory, the whole arena basically is going to be rooting for Inoue. Like,
right.
That we definitely got to see how much of a role that plays in the fight as well.
Right. And don't get me wrong. If he pulls this off, you gotta get that man his piece.
Yeah, he won it in ones for sure.
You gotta get that man his piece, man. Who was he training with? He was training with was it Boots?
Yeah, I'm actually not sure about that one.
Matter of fact, I think it was Boots. He was training with Bozy and them for a little bit. I mean, of course, that's not his trainer, but he was out there in their gym training with them for a little bit.
Gotcha.
I want to say it was either before his last fight or the fight before. But I don't know if that helps at all, you know?
Yeah, we don't see.
He definitely ain't got no head movement like Boots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you bringing up Boots. I mean, quickly, like, what you thought of Boots in that last fight?
I think he coming out. I mean, I think he coming out. He proving to everybody that he is that guy. Like, they was trying to be hard on him because he didn't get to finish the fight before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody you can't be perfect, you know?
Right.
Even Mayweather had some wins that you was like, damn, you just barely slid by on that one. It's gonna happen, but that's a young man. He's only 26 years old, you know. But right. I think he proving to people he is that, because the dude, who was it? Ramon Villa or something like that.
Yeah, Villa. Yeah.
That was his first time ever even being knocked down, and he stopped him. Like, leave my guy alone. He coming.
Yeah, I really like Boots. It's just rough for him because he's not really gonna be able to make real noise at 47 for a while. Because we potentially getting a trilogy. Like, I don't want to jump too far ahead. I know we're gonna talk about Spence and Crawford, but that's potentially a trilogy, and I don't see either one of them staying at 47.
No, not at all.
The trilogy. So then it's like, all right, maybe there's some other names in 47 at that point, but I'm saying he still has a while to wait before he can really, fight for world championships and things like that.
No, I agree. I agree. Even if it's and then what I fear as well is, even if we have a situation where one of them wins and they don't want the rematch, then
I don't think that's an option at this point. Both of them have rematch clauses.
Right, but you can turn it down. Well, you can turn it down if you're Crawford. Well, if you're Crawford and you lose.
Oh, you're saying like if someone loses and saying like, I'm good, you beat me. Yeah,
like I don't even want to. Don't run it back.
I don't see that happening, but I guess I see what you're saying.
Even if that were to take place, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, I see both of them moving up to 154.
Mm-hmm.
So then the belts get vacated. I don't think that he's gonna get the props that he deserves if he's fighting for vacants.
Mm-hmm.
Without having that strong opposition to prove yourself with.
To say you beat the guy to get the belt.
I don't think people are ever really gonna give him props. I think he would have to, if he was really on some savage shit, he'd be like, "Fuck it, I'm going up to 154 with y'all then."
I mean, that'd be wild.
That would be savage. Like, we ain't playing around. I'm coming with y'all. Y'all ain't gonna dodge me.
No, that would be hard. I hope he does do something like that. But at the same time, welterweight is a story division, so I also could see him wanting to at least get one belt in the division before he moves up. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out.
That would be the smartest. Just get one.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's not as savage, like, because that's on some real shit. If you like, you know what, I was doing all this to be number one to fight y'all, and y'all moved on me. I don't even care about it no more. I'm coming where y'all at.
Right. I mean, we gonna see.
That wouldn't be good though. I don't think that would be the best for his career. It would just be good for the storyline. But as far as that Fulton and Inoue fight, I really don't know about it. Just before we wrap it up, I mean, if I were to give my prediction, quite honestly, I'm thinking it's gonna be like a 10th round TKO.
Oh, so you going Inoue then? Yeah. What I'm hearing. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely think he's gonna get it one way or another. He doesn't move his feet enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
He gets that Spence defense where he'll just stand there and shell up, for a little bit and just try to fight for position before he throws punches, and that doesn't work. That doesn't with everybody,
Right.
And I don't know if that's a way for him to catch his breath or whatever he's doing. You just cannot do that with big punchers, and I don't think he's experienced a puncher like this, fighting at those low weights.
Mm-hmm.
You don't usually see him.
Yeah.
They call him a monster for a reason.
For sure. For sure. No, I get that. Although it seemed like there is a little controversy. I saw yesterday at one of the press conferences
the loaded glove shit.
Yeah, saying casting his glove, like he's putting all the tape and then the gauze and then more tape. So I mean, I don't know that that's going to make much of a difference. I think the fight's definitely still going to happen, but it's going to be interesting to see if that actually plays a role in anything.
I mean, I hope that, first and foremost, I hope that there's some truth behind that.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that you're not just saying that just to say that.
Right.
And if there is truth behind it, of course, I think that shit like that should be called out. But see, now I'm fighting back and forth with myself morally, right? Because it's like, if you knew that he was doing that, why you wait till he was fighting your fighter to say something?
Right. Yeah. I think honestly it might be like some mind game stuff going on.
Right.
I think they maybe are trying to rattle Inoue, like, oh, like people say he might be cheating, whatever. So, kind of throw him off a little bit. But yeah, I'm not really too sure what's going on there.
I hope that's not the gameplay.
No,
I'm all for some good mental warfare.
Uh-huh.
But that's defamation.
Right.
Like, you just gonna say that I'm, like, you're basically trying to say that my 21 KOs that I got are nothing. Is that what you're saying?
Right. Yeah.
And then what's gonna happen is you gonna put me in a category where now people talk about me with, like, Marquez and all that.
Right. Yeah. Like, don't put an asterisk next to my name.
Right. After all this I've been doing, you would do me like that.
I agree.
And that's what's weird about it to me, is like, now that he fighting your fighter, you want to say something. But if you cared about boxers and boxer safety, you would have said something long before he
Right.
made it to your division.
I mean, agreed. So yeah, I guess we just kind of got to wait and see how that plays out.
Right, right. That was very interesting, though. I also thought, well, excuse me. Never mind, I just answered my own question. I was about to say, I also thought it was interesting that I haven't found a clear copy of them, that press conference and them talking about it. But it's in Japan, right? Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if a motherfucker didn't have to sneak that footage out like a motherfucking cell phone in a prison somewhere.
Right. Yeah, the angles I saw on that definitely wasn't like, oh, we supposed to be seeing this live.
Right.
Oh, man.
Shit, don't let them detect your hot spot, nigga. You may be the next Brittany Griner in this bitch. They got you in Japan over a boxing match. Let me stop. But yeah, I'm going 10th round TKO. TKO. I don't think he gets knocked out clean, but I think it's like a situation where the punishment piles up, and like I said, he does that shell and stand right in front of you thing. And I think he's going to do it too close to the ropes and get hit too many times with a combo, and the ref just waves it off. That's how I see it playing out. I can see it going down in the 11th, but I'm going to go 10th.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going split decision, man.
Split.
I think one of the judges is going to give Inoue one regardless. But yeah, I'm rooting for Steph pulling it out. So.
Let me write that down.
All right.
And you said split for Fulton?
Yeah, I'm going split for Fulton.
All right. Getting into the real shit. Terrence, Crawford, Errol, Spence. Spence said Bud don't eat hot sauce. You seen that clip?
I did see that.
He said, how the fuck he know I ain't eat hot sauce? He was asking the whole camp. He was real life worried, like, after what I found out about Ryan Garcia and them leaking, he had real problems. Now this nigga talking about I don't eat hot sauce. Who the fuck? What kind of rat we got?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, he was trying to play it off like jokingly, but he was really trying to get to the bottom.
I was like, hold up, but actually, like, what the fuck going on?
Hey, come back here for a minute. Let me talk to you. That's how he was hitting him. But I understand. Oh, I was about before you ask, I was about to say I understand that exactly because that was the first thing that popped into my mind. Like, we've seen this before,
right? And
we know that Errol Spence and Tank is cool, right? And we know as much as Tank's not the most well spoken motherfucker, he's not dumb.
Right.
He's not dumb at all. He knew exactly what to say, when to say, and how to say. He knew some shit about him that he didn't know he knew. And that might have been Spence's way of doing it. Like, listen, you don't even eat hot sauce. That's what a nigga like, God damn, you do a background check on me, nigga? What the fuck you done looked up?
Oh, man. But nah, what I was gonna say is essentially like what you thinking for this fight? How you feeling this is about to play out?
I wouldn't be surprised if we get a draw. Depending on how the fight goes, of course, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a draw. I mean, my actual prediction is split for Spence. I don't think nobody gets KO'd on either side in this. I would say split for Spence unless Crawford is on his A+ game.
Okay, so in no scenario do you think Spence gets a stoppage?
I'm not going to say in no scenario. but I really don't see either one of them. Like, don't get me wrong, we know Crawford's on a KO streak, and we know Spence has it in him always. But I think that both of them are skilled enough to keep the other off, I would say. I think it may come close in certain scenarios, but I don't think we get a stoppage.
Okay.
And if we do get a stoppage, I think it would be like a premature wave off.
I mean, I think the judges are going to try to be real cautious with this fight.
A Rolly Romero, if you will.
No. That would be insane if we get a Rolly type wave off.
All right. They better not be cautious. Let them boys fight, man.
Right.
That's what we came for. We didn't come, like, we don't need, like, Rolly, just like that. And the only reason why he got that wave off is because he got the message in his ear from the seats, the box seats, the seats up in the sky, and they was like, listen, this isn't a part of the storyline. You better make sure Rolly wins this fight. Next combo, step in and call it.
Right.
There's no other explanation to that.
No, agreed. And yeah, it's funny because people were going up in arms about that, but I mean, let's be real. Boxing has never been clean through and through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Never been an honest sport.
Yeah, so let's not act like like they're just outraged. Like, how could this possibly happen? You know what I'm saying? Well, it's to set up the bigger fights. Let's be real.
Right.
It looks like he's probably gonna fight Ryan next, which I think is a good fight. But that's a whole nother story. They're not gonna give. What was it? Barroso? Was that the other fighter's name?
The one that Rolly fought.
Yeah.
The old man.
Yeah. I think it was something like that.
I think you are. That sounds right, but I don't know I can't think.
In any event, he's not about to get no rematch or nothing like that.
And that's awful.
It kind of just is what it is on his side.
That's awful too, because he was on him. He was on his ass.
Yeah. He was supposed to get him out of there if he wanted to win. That's just like was it Zhang with Joe Joyce? The heavyweight fight?
You talking about that, what, last month or whatever?
Yeah. Joyce wasn't supposed to lose that, but I mean, Zhang touched him up crazy. Like,
right. Right.
Yeah. So that's why they're actually doing a rematch, but I mean, still, like, that wasn't in the script for the heavyweights. Like, Joyce was supposed to be on his way up to kind of trying to be a contender, and yeah, that kind of messed everything up.
I don't understand why these motherfuckers don't understand. Like, you can't play with scripts with heavyweights. These are heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are niggas over 200, like, training, and they're training with their hands.
Right.
Even the worst has a chance to land a long shot in the fight.
Right.
The fuck? You don't know what's going to happen? Especially fucking Joe Joyce. I'm not trying to take nothing away from Joe Joyce. I'm just saying, like, I've seen you real red-cheeked and
and
ready to go in the past.
Right. And I think the problem with that is, too, Joyce came in a lot leaner than he did in previous fights. The announcers were saying, like, oh, he must be going for speed. Whereas Zhang was something like 290. Like, had like 50 pounds on him. It's like, and if he caught him with a shot early, you could immediately see, like, oh,
his
in trouble.
Cheeks got real flush real quick.
Right. Joyce is in trouble.
That's crazy. Yeah, nah, but I you can't do that with a Spence Crawford.
No,
you do that with a Spence Crawford, and you got one of those situations like what was the dude with the Mets that fucked up the World Series by trying to catch the home run?
Oh, yeah, that was a while ago.
And niggas was trying to kill him for the rest of his life. Yeah, sure. They need to make a movie about him and just make it like a comedy where even the mailman had a gun trying to take that nigga out. That's how it would be for whatever ref that was. But I do want to bring it back to what you said. Like, I do think that boxing has never been an honest sport, and that's why they've always had that famous saying, "Don't never leave it in the hands of the judges."
Oh yeah, for sure.
But when you start seeing shit like the Rolly Romero situation, that's where it gets real fucked up, right? Because there's no way I cannot leave it in the hands of the ref. He's involved for the entire fight.
Yeah. Agreed.
So I think they need to really start reviewing and finding these motherfuckers. Whatever don't get me wrong, I understand trying to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you had a hair trigger that night. Like, let them fight a little bit. Like, nobody was even... Rolly went down.
Yeah.
You was the one that just picked yourself up off the ground. So how the other guy get stopped after he throws some punches? That shit just didn't make sense to me. But what can we do?
I mean, quickly on that though, if they do make that Rolly Ryan fight happen, how do you see that going?
I don't know. Now that Ryan with Derek James, and I do think that the most important thing with me saying that is, from what I've seen, he's working on the holes in his game.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing nothing else but working on the holes that he had in his game. I think that even beyond that, I think that Ryan had grown a lot further than Rolly did from that sparring footage that we saw at the Mayweather gym.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where he bloodied up Ryan's nose and all that. He was bullying him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Ryan had the tougher fights. He fought the tougher opponents. He put himself in, like, he got the most experience in that time since that took place. And now that you're getting with a trainer that's not, kissing your ass and really telling you what you need to work on. I'm not trying to say that Reynoso was kissing his ass. I just don't think that Ryan was with the way they trained, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I mean, and also when you got Canelo, it's kind of like, that's gonna be your main priority.
Right, that's a good point too. I was thinking more so like so Eddie Reynoso has Canelo, Ruiz, Oscar Valdez, and then Ryan Garcia was in there as well. Now, let's keep it a buck, right? The only person that he really got a dub with for Oscar was Miguel Berchelt, because you definitely lost to Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't heard from him since.
Oh, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Ruiz took that L. Who is that too? And it took him a minute to even get back in the ring. I can't even remember who he came back to fight after that either. And then I know he fought, it was, what's the heavyweight name, with the big nose? Old dude.
Oh,
Ariello, yeah.
Yeah, Chris Ariello.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he fought him, then he fought Ortiz. But I'm saying, even just to come back to that, it was like, you took too long. I'm saying this to say maybe Eddie Reynoso isn't what everybody thought he was.
Yeah.
He just got, trainer of the year prior, right? Because Derek James got it last year. I think Eddie Reynoso got it the year before that.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure Eddie Reynoso only speaks Spanish, and Ryan can't speak Spanish. So I also feel like they couldn't have been able to connect as a trainer and fighter that great when they can't even speak the same language together,
That's definitely interesting. And we know Canelo's broken English.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, he getting there. He definitely getting there, and I got the utmost respect for bilingual people. I know the intelligence that takes. Sure. So I don't like trying to down somebody saying broken English, but to your point, you're in a situation where the only translator you got is Oscar Valdez. And this nigga trying to train. He ain't got time to be, standing there. Right. Like, that gets tough. That gets very tough. I think that Ryan has a chance to be a product of a dangerous group. You know what I mean? Like being with Derek James, right? And you came up, learning that Mexican style that you love, and now we about to fill the holes for you, right?
Right.
And then you might end up seeing Ryan a slicker fighter. It's almost how Canelo was after he fought Floyd. Now, if you end up seeing Ryan with a little slick to him, everybody in trouble. I won't say everybody, but motherfuckers better watch out.
Yeah, I think ideally, if I can make the scripts, we're in the makings of a super fight at 40.
With Rolly and Ryan?
No, not that fight. I'm saying, we could talk about this more a bit later, but
you talking Ryan and Devin?
Yeah, I'm thinking if that, assuming everybody beats the people in this scenario, but I'm thinking Devin fights Regis, takes Regis, he fights T.O., takes T.O., which neither one of them are slouches, so I'm not trying to say like that's just gonna be an easy feat. But if he takes those two belts and at the same time Ryan gets Rolly and then fights Matias as well and they meet for undisputed, that's gonna be a huge fight. That's all I'm getting at. No,
that's decent. And in that scenario, I think Regis is more dangerous than T.O. for Devin.
I'm gonna be honest with you. At this point, I think that's a calm fight for Devin.
You think Regis is?
I think after he showed
that last fight, who was that? Yeah, that was rough.
I think Devin comfortably stays on his back foot, jabs up Regis the whole fight, and gets a unanimous decision. Like, if he can't cut the ring off, he's not fucking with Devin. I'm sorry.
Right. That last fight was rough. I do agree.
And also, we never seen Devin at 40. So who's to say those extra 5 pounds don't give him? Oh, so you're not giving him nothing with those.
They won't. They won't.
He's not just gonna be laying people out, but he got a little something more.
They won't.
All right.
He could get them extra 5 pounds in his hands. He ain't laying out shit. I'm trying to tell you.
Right. I'm saying he's been drained the last couple fights at 35. So
I do think that plays a part.
He's gonna be different, like, because all that extra that he's been taking out to make 35, that's still gonna be there. So he gonna rehydrate to even heavier. Being real, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, you are right. Now I am being ignorant. I do think that does play a part. It may get a little bit, like it may help him get a little bit of pop, but you don't just get power with 5 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it wouldn't be the fact that he was gaining any more power. It would really be the fact that he was coming in feeling more nourished, more comfortable.
Right.
But either way it goes, like, I just don't think that he has power at the end of the day. Like, you look at a guy like Inoue, for that matter. He's at one of the small weight classes. He's not even supposed to have power.
Yeah.
And then to be carrying it up division to division to division, that lets you know that man has power. But then when you look at a Devin who's been struggling with power at the very same division that he's been in for his entire career, even when you wasn't struggling to make weight, you didn't have power here. So,
that's true. But at the same time, like I said, I'm just curious to see how this makes a difference, because he's literally been at the same weight class even from amateur's time. Like, has never gone up at all. He's been forcing his body to make 35 this whole time.
Right.
I feel like that has to do something with building muscle, keeping muscle, all that. So
that's
not
a
to
good
say
point.
Just if you got a bunch of muscle that equals power, but I think it is going to play a difference when he can actually like leave more on going into the ring.
No, that's a good point.
So,
We'll see.
Yeah, we gonna see.
But I heard that, well, I ain't no heard. Shakur Stevenson petitioned with the WBC to be, the mandatory there, and then he also went to the WBO, I heard. So they initiated that, 30-day, where he has 30 days to decide if it's Pro Grays or Stevenson.
Yeah, that fight's not gonna happen. Man.
I don't think it should.
No, it's definitely not. Like we were talking a little bit before. I sent you the link. Bill Haney did a bit of a call, and he basically said him petitioning, those two sanctioning bodies to try to get a 50-50 purse split is absurd. They're not interested in that. It seems like they're definitely trying to make the Regis fight happen. So yeah, I it sounds like that's where they are with that.
Yeah, 50-50 is crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
But I also understand why he feels that way, but to feel that way is wild in the first place.
Right. Because so here's my thing with that. Yes, he was a champion at the weight class under 35. But he lost his belts on the scale. So it's not even like he came up still technically a champion. You know what I'm saying? And then he came to 35, and his only fight at 35 is I don't even know the dude's name. Like you know what I'm saying? He didn't fight nobody.
Right.
So it's just why do you think not only do you automatically get a undisputed shot, not even just a regular title shot, but you also are a 50-50 in the undisputed fight? That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, and then you gotta let's be honest, G, you gotta sacrifice to be great. You just saw Devin did it, right?
Right.
You just saw he did it, and he went to a different country to do it.
Right. No, and it's crazy too, because I forgot who you were just talking about earlier, saying they were a young guy, and they're 26.
Boots.
Shakur's 20. Yeah, Boots 26. Shakur's 26. All these up and coming dudes. Devin is 24. He's younger than all these dudes. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy because I feel like people are giving him this. People are trying to say he's ducking. He's really in a lose-lose right now. Anybody he fights next, they're gonna say he ducked 2-3 people to take that fight. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but that's usually how it happens when you at the top. You can't. I can't fight everybody at the same time. I gotta pick and choose. But I think that even though you think it's easy work, I would think that the Regis fight, I can't say that. I'll say it's definitely the more dangerous fight.
No. Regis definitely has the puncher's chance the entire fight.
Right.
Sure.
Him and I was just gonna say him and Shakur. That's gonna be a sparring match.
Yeah. They fight. Yeah, their styles are similar.
Right. It's not. Nobody's putting anybody out. It's just gonna be a sparring match.
Shakur is not
for 12 rounds.
Right.
Well, what was you about to say?
If
you remember, shit.
Yeah,
I cut you off.
Even if I remember.
I cut you right on off.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think the fight is going to be interesting. I'm not saying it's easy, Regis can't do nothing with Devin, but I think if Devin just jabs him up the whole night and doesn't try to prove anything, kind of like he did with the Loma fight, I don't think there's going to be any question who wins that fight if it doesn't end in a stoppage.
I don't know, man. I think that's dangerous. I think that's very dangerous for Devin for the simple fact that if Regis can be that Rougarou that we know he is, the way he was fighting Josh Taylor, up in your shit the entire time, regardless of your punches, Devin's not going to know what to do with that. Loma tried to do that. He just didn't do it successfully. He had success. He just didn't do it successfully.
So that's true, but at the same time, Devin was quote unquote trying to prove a point in the Loma fight. He was trying to walk Loma down. Same thing with that fight. If Devin would have just stayed on his back foot and jabbed him up the whole time, that fight would have looked a lot different.
That's a good point too.
And his win would have been a lot more across the board. People agree, all right, Devin clearly won that fight.
Right.
He felt all right, Loma's an old man. I might mess around and stop him. Really, do some legacy shit, and it just didn't work out like that.
Right. Go for the knockout, never find it.
Right.
That's how it is with the best of them. So you can't expect you to get the knockout, and you ain't no knockout artist.
Right.
Be a pitcher, like your dad said. Some motherfuckers get hitters, get batters. Some motherfuckers get pitchers. Devin's a pitcher.
Yeah.
Throw your strikes. Because you're not knocking nothing out the park. It's not happening. You're not Shohei. Fuck. I've been hard on my nigga for a minute. But I'm saying, though, do what you do. And what you do well is box. So do that.
Right. But yeah. So I think Devin has the fundamentals enough to not let Regis just walk him down and not know what to do with it. But the only thing I will say is, if they're fighting and he starts touching Regis and Regis realizes like, oh, I don't feel shit, then Devin might have a problem at that point, because I could see him, like you said, like really just trying to keep closing in on him the whole fight.
Right. You got to.
Yeah, and really be like, all right, I'll take these hits. Like, I'm good. I'm about to get my hits off too.
Right.
You know?
Right. I'm about to rough you up.
Right.
I would throw him down one time just to let him know it was real. Just bear hug him and throw him down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of these fights you about to be in.
But I don't know. You know, prior to the Loma fight, with Devin fighting his normal Devin style, he was getting touched the least in the division. You know what I'm saying?
Devin.
So, yeah. So I feel like if he comes with that, it is not really letting Regis get those shots off. Then,
right.
Once again, I don't really see what Regis has that is gonna, like, get through that defense.
Right. He was getting touched more than Shakur was at 130, or less than Shakur was at 130.
Yeah.
Not really in that Jamel Herrick fight. That was his pretty standout dominant performance. But even that Oscar Valdez, I was thinking like, you getting hit too much, G.
Yeah.
You can't be the slick guy like trying, like say you on Devin shit and you not.
Right. Yeah. And it's funny because I feel like, people see a couple fights here and there and they don't understand like the different styles. Because, even like going years back when Mayweather fought McGregor, people were like, oh, McGregor's touching up Floyd. It's like, all right, Floyd's trying to walk him down. If he just wants to stand there and not let him touch him, he would do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He wouldn't have got a punch in.
Right. So it's just like, that's not the same thing. And, there was all these stats like, oh, McGregor got more hits in than this fighter and that fighter. Like, they didn't fight the same way. You know what I'm saying? So
he knew he could stay in the pocket with somebody like McGregor.
Right.
I don't have to move. I don't have to use my footwork because he doesn't know enough.
I'm not in danger. Like, I'll take a couple of hits. Like, I'm good.
All right. But shit, back to that Bud Crawford. I mean, I said Bud Crawford. Back to that Crawford Spence or Bud Spence. Yeah, I really see the only way Crawford wins this is to fight. I don't want to call it. I'm not even going to say that because it's going to sound weird. He's going to have to actually fight. Like, actually box. Like, stay on the outside. Educated exchanges. Don't get baited into anything crazy. Get out of there when you need to, because he's not going to do nothing but come forward. If he does all that, he has a chance of winning. But even when you look at what was his last fight? Was it David Avanesian?
Oh, you talking about Crawford?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
He wasn't supposed to get touched like that the way he was getting touched in that fight either, and that's concerning when you think about another southpaw like Spence coming at you.
Right. Okay, so what's your prediction for the fight?
I think it's split. Spence. Split decision Spence. I don't think anybody gets dropped or not dropped. I think there may be a knockdown or two, but I don't think anybody gets stopped. I think it ends up being a split for Spence. Or a draw, because there's so much money in the fight. If they can run it back another time, you may get a unnecessary draw. You may get a necessary draw. But if I were to throw out a prediction, it would be split Spence.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I got faith in my guys, so I'm going in the 11th. Spence catches him with a shot, finishes him. You know what I'm
Spence?
Yeah.
For the KO.
Finishes him in the 11th. That's how I'm going.
Oh, let me write that down. This nigga KO
finishes him.
He said KO. He didn't even say TKO. He said put him down. But let's be honest, we've seen a few times, just like Spence said, he's gotten rocked in lower weight classes.
Mm-hmm.
He got rocked against Gamboa. That was at 135, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I think he fought Gamboa when he was undefeated still too.
Man. Post-all, put him down.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't give him but his glove touched the ground. He got the Mayweather drop. And then that one dude, the Hispanic dude. What's his name?
Yeah, I mean he's fought a few Hispanic dudes. I mean,
right.
What are you talking about?
Hold on, let me see. Now I gotta look it up. I'm just saying, but to make my point, he's had a few times where he's been in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't recall Spence ever really being in trouble, and even if you want to call that Ugas situation him being in trouble.
What, you mean when he spit his mouthpiece out?
Right.
Yeah, I was about to say he better not play that shit with Bud, because I see him taking advantage.
He went to that dude. Remember, you ain't see that on the All Access?
Nah.
He got a new mouthpiece. He told the story of him thinking his teeth got knocked out in that situation, which is why he was looking down. And then he went to the dude, and the dude was making him a custom mouthpiece, and he said, yeah, this one's gonna stay in your mouth. You could be able to, you could run with it. You could do whatever you wanted to do with it, and it's gonna stay in. And he said, all right, man, you're gonna be on All Access. So if my mouthpiece come out, everybody gonna know who did it. Pissed myself. He said if my mouthpiece come out, everybody gonna know who did it. Like he the one who punched him. Yeah, I think he said, I can't remember what he said. He was getting the shark teeth, I thought.
Yeah.
Like the Evander Holyfield.
That's like the newer episode that happened in, or?
That was on the second episode, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I ain't watched the second one yet. Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, I was supposed to be looking up that dude. I really do want to know, so. But, other than that, what about this, this Canelo, Jermell?
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that, man.
When is it? Is it September?
Yeah. I think it is September. August. I'll look it up.
What is it, September 9th? That would be live if it was.
September 30th.
30th. Damn, it's at the end of the month. Okay. Damn. I mean, but I think it's a good fight. I think it's long overdue.
I mean,
or was it Jamal?
Yeah, they thought he was gonna fight the bigger Charlo, but yeah, he's fighting Jermell though. Right. Undisputed versus undisputed.
But is it for either of their belts?
Yeah, it's for Canelo's belt. It's at
it's at 168.
Yeah.
They ain't get. Oh wait, hold up. Is it Campos? Damn, I can't. I think it's. Is it Campos? When was that fight? When was that Campos fight? That was July 2011. That seems like that was a while ago. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know.
True.
But I know that I've seen in 3 fights he didn't had issues where it was like, whoa there, you didn't caught you.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, that last fight, that David Avanesian fight, that wasn't the best performance as well. And I don't know how much confidence do you come in with fighting the biggest fight of your career coming off of a fight like that?
Yeah.
You know, usually you want to feel like you going into it with rhythm, right? Like I'm feeling hot, I'm feeling strong.
Right.
That's not a good what would I say? That's not a good bit of momentum that you got coming into this fight. You didn't get enough is what I'm trying to. I don't know. I'm fucking kind of them words come out of my mouth. Them came out crazy as hell.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
I feel that though. How you feel about Tank?
I mean, I don't know what to feel yet, to be honest. I know that he said he's trying to come back in by November, and I think they was talking about he looking at Chris Colbert.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. I'm not really feeling Tank for that move.
I'm not either. I think that that's very, like, it's lazy for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at this point, like, I feel like you are a prize fighter. Mm-hmm. You know? Like, you don't care nothing about, like Devin said, legacy for real. You just want your paydays.
Definitely not. Because I feel like if he's not trying to make the fight with Devin, Shakur, or even Loma at this point at 35, then he don't care about legacy.
Right.
So I don't know. That's kind of weird to me. But I mean, you know, I guess he feel like he paid. That's what he in it for. So, you know, that there are fighters like that. It is what it is. If he's one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that changes him from being one of my favorite fighters. I just think it changes from you being a favorite fighter to a favorite fighter to watch.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's entertaining regardless, but it's also like if you have this skill set and you're doing it against B, probably C level fighters, then it's kind of like,
right?
You know, what are we really talking about? Like, we want to see if you could do that against the A level fighters as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I mean, Shakur, I don't think Shakur is a problem.
For Tank?
Yeah.
No. I think Tank stopped Shakur.
Yeah, I think Tank stopped.
But at the same time, all these interviews I see everybody running around like Shakur is the prodigy of the division and he can stop everybody. Well, not stop everybody, but rather beat everybody.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Shakur is non-fighting, no names ass needs to. But he need to be up against the Keyshawn Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Put him in there with a Keyshawn Davis.
Yeah, honestly, I wanted to see him. See, that's another thing we could talk about. Your boy from Derek James camp, Ghost. Martin.
Frank Martin.
Martin. Yeah. I saw his last fight. I wasn't impressed.
No, I wasn't either.
Yeah.
I wasn't either.
He was like fighting in spurts, which granted, some people were saying on the cards the other guy closely won, but Frank Martin looked like when he came in the ring, the other guy looked insane. Like his eye was gone, like all that. So
Even,
I would still probably go ahead.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just gonna say, even beyond that, like he was hitting them with the cleaner punches. Like, don't get me wrong, dude was scrappy. He was getting in there, he was throwing combos, and he was landing shots. But like when you look at the shots in comparison, it was like he's hitting them clean. Not only is it clean, he's having the clear reaction from the punches.
Right.
Dude was getting hit and turning, like, oh, like that one hurt. Like, let me turn away from that one too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You can't just give a guy a dub who's going through a fight like that. Like,
right. And he took the knee in the 12th. Like,
right.
That was crazy.
That's really what I thought won it for him, because if he didn't take that knee, I can see them being like, give it to old boy.
But if he didn't take the knee, I also could see
him going down.
Stopped. Yeah.
But he was hitting them with body shots.
Yeah.
He didn't take the knee because he was rocked. He took the knee because he was catching them with some body blows, and he was probably like,
No. He took the knee because he was hurt, and he didn't want to. He didn't want to get completely taken out. But I don't know.
I think people gas him up too much, though.
Yeah, I will say he definitely seems talented to me. I think he was giving the other guy too much credit.
Right.
Because like I said, he was fighting in spurts. Like there were times where he was hitting him with combos and things, and it was like, oh, okay, I see what people are talking about. And then he would go back, and he wasn't doing anything. Like he needed to be way more active, and he probably could have stopped him, like he was talking about.
Right. But yeah, based off of that performance, he is not the guy that's ready to be thrown in with the Tanks and the Devins and the... No, sir, you're not there yet.
Because before the fight, the way he was talking, I was like, I mean, I could see him versus a Shakur. Like that could be interesting, but I think he might be food for Shakur after seeing that fight.
Yeah, he can't. You can't. He's not ready yet. Yeah. And then Errol talking about he the motherfucking Tony Parker of the
oh yeah.
Camp. Man, nigga, you tripping. Like, I'm not saying that, like, again, he's not talented, but Tony Parker is a Hall of Famer, G. Like, the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's looking rough, man.
But yeah, that 135 is open. It's open, because if Tank don't want it, Devin's not going to be there for long.
Right,
so,
yeah. He's going to have to drop the belt at some point.
And then watch, what we're going to see is a Shakur Loma fight happen.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then we're going to have to see...
How do you see that going?
I honestly think if Shakur's going to be on one. Mm-hmm. You know, because this is my barometer. You can judge us off of a common opponent in Loma. And if I do him worse than Devin did him, then that's more of a reason for me to be able to petition for a 50-50 when he get all the belts at 140.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. Nah. But for real, that's probably how his mind thinking. Like, if I don't get him here, I'm going to try to fight some common opponents so I can say we did more numbers, more pay-per-view buys. I did him better than Devin did. I want 50-50. And Devin gonna move up to 147. He's like, I'm out. I'm going to.
I mean, he just might. I mean, honestly, that's what I was saying too. I think Devin, honestly, probably could fight at 47 right now, but he's forcing his body to fight at these lower weights so he can try to blow up more and get that advantage.
Well, yeah, he's big. He's a big guy. He's big. Right. He's bigger than Terrence and Errol. Mm-hmm. I don't know about weight-wise, but height and reach.
Yeah, like stature.
Yeah, he's bigger than them. So, I would imagine that to be true, that he would be able to go up to 147, especially with the style of fighting that he has. Mm-hmm. You know, like, his style is a lot of sweet science, hit and not get hit.
Right.
So who gives a fuck?
But at the same time, Devin don't want to see Boots right now. I'm not gonna lie
No,
to
no,
you.
no, no. I
I,
don't think
I
too many people need to see
I
Boots right
I
now.
really rock with Devin, but he don't want to see Boots right now. So he need to stay. He need to go to 40, chill for a little bit, and kind of let 47 clear out. Before he
I
moves on
don't
to Devin.
think too many people need to see Boots right now, and that's Errol and Terrence included.
Yeah.
I think there's a reason why he's avoided. Like, I think Sean Porter put it best. Like, once you get so far in your career, it's like I'm past you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna fight you unless I have to. Like, you have to
Right.
incentivize me, but you are young and you are dangerous. And right now, there's no incentive for me to fight you.
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, that's the thing. Unfortunately, there's not really many fighters, if at all, that are really on some. I'm gonna fight the young dudes too, just to show y'all I'm better than all y'all. Like, period. That's just what it is.
I don't think there's ever really been,
Right.
other than maybe a B-Hop, and that's only because he started his career late.
Right.
So he really doesn't count. But like, even there was Floyd with Keith Thurman.
Mm-hmm.
There was Keith Thurman and Errol Spence. Now there's Errol Spence and Boots. I'm sure Boots will have somebody that is on that level, and he like, nah, G, I'm working on something right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it goes. I don't know if you'll ever really see somebody that's like, I'm gonna stop what I'm doing and I'm gonna come back and see you.
Right. Yeah. Especially because it seems like Errol is eyeing a spot for one of them 3 fights in Canelo's contract after he finishes. Yeah. Like, people have been talking. It looks like that might end up being both Charlos and Spence when it's all said and done.
If Canelo runs through that gauntlet, though, I would be impressed. Even though a lot of them are smaller fighters.
Yeah, I was about to say none of them fight his weight class though, so it's just like it is going to be impressive off the names, but
I would be impressed because one of the biggest critiques of Canelo is, and they've, I remember the Boxing Voice even did a show about it, that he avoids slick black fighters. Mm-hmm. We had a conversation off air that this is the first black dude that he fighting since who? Danny Jacobs. Mm-hmm. And that was a minute ago.
Yeah. Yeah. When you put it like that, if he does fight all that, yeah.
So now it's like you trying to put to bed a narrative like, oh, I don't fight slick black fighters. Well, let me get a Charlo Spence order coming up to shut all y'all motherfuckers up before I get to the point of hanging it up.
Yeah, but at the same time, him fighting all them and not Benavidez, is that a duck though?
That is a duck.
Okay.
That is a duck. Listen, I mean, I love Canelo. He's up there as one of my favorites. He's one of my favorite fighters. But we all know you on that Eastern European diet. We all know that. And if it's not Eastern European, then what it is it's an American that looks like one.
Yeah.
Or a Brit in Billy Sanders. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very clear that, like, you have to respect his record. And I know he got started, like, very, very early. Mm-hmm. But you cherry-picked a lot of them.
For sure.
You cherry-picked a lot of them. So, I would have to give him props if he went through that gauntlet, even though, like you said, they're all... Because I don't know how much... They're not... Like, the Charlo brothers aren't really smaller than him.
Yeah.
They just fight at a lower division. Mm-hmm. But as far as, like, size, Canelo's 5'8", 70.5-inch reach. Even the little Charlo is 6 foot, 73-inch reach. Mm-hmm. I'm sure if he's off, like, out of camp, he walking around the same size as Canelo.
Right.
Weight-wise.
Yeah, no, I don't doubt that they are around the same walking around weight, can make the same weights, whatever. I'm just thinking more so
experience using that,
your
body with that weight.
At that weight,
right?
Yeah. Like that is going to be interesting to see.
But I'm sure the Charlos spar each other.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they have at some point, but do they do that regularly?
I'm sure they don't do it regularly, but I'm sure that they do it, you know, like every so often. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you got a fighter, I need you to get me sharp, come do a few rounds with me type shit.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that they have experience fighting at either weight. And then when you think about it, from 160 to 168, it is an 8-pound jump, but it's like...
No. He's fighting little Charlo first. He's at 154.
Yeah, he's going from 154 to 168, so he's, what, putting on 14 pounds?
Uh-huh. I mean, I'm just, you know, that's a bit of a difference. You know what I'm saying? When you really get in the ring,
that definitely is. Extra 14 is a Nutty Professor suit. You know, extra 14 is, you know, I was about to say that it ain't football pads. Football pads ain't nowhere near no 14 pounds. Maybe firefighters gear.
Yeah.
You know, that's hop in the ring with some firefighters gear on, throw some punches. You are correct. You do have to get used to that, but so are you like, am I wrong?
In what?
Am I wrong in saying that I would give him props for going through that 3?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're looking at it from a just who he fights standpoint, then I see where you're going with that. But at the same time, it's not like all these dudes are at his weight class, or even like I mean, I guess Big Charlie was around it. He's right under it. But, you know, he's having these dudes gain weight. He tried to have Badu Jack weight drain fight him. So it seems like he is trying to fight some black dudes, but at what cost? Like, these dudes are not in his weight class.
Yeah, it almost seems like you trying to handicap my niggas, no pun intended.
Yeah.
To fight him. That's why I kind of question, like, am I giving him too much credit, or is this just a way to get those names on your record without having to really put yourself in harm's way?
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, to be honest, he cleared out 168, so I understand looking above and below for competition.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to still give him props regardless.
Okay.
I honestly think Spence, even though I'm not even trying to, you know, be that guy, but Spence really, to me, is a machine, right? Mm-hmm. He's just so traditional. Like, there's no flash or flair to his style. He's just going to walk you down and wear you down until he has you where he wants you. And I've seen so many fights where I'm just like, it looks so much easier than it should be. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you got to think, Ugas, though it be an out of prime Manny Pacquiao, Ugas did Manny Pacquiao bad.
Yeah.
He retired him.
Basically, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he looked good doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you walk into a Spence and it's like brick wall.
Right.
Like you literally walked into a brick wall. After that performance you just did with Pacquiao, you walked into a guy that didn't allow anything.
Right.
And it's like, damn, how did he really do that with that fundamental traditional ass style? So that makes me think that he really has something that can't be, you know, seen with the naked eye. Like something in him, like really in him. How many motherfuckers can get tossed from a car, come back, and say fuck a tune-up fight? Right. Detach a retina, come back and say no, I still want the scheduled fight, the guy we was supposed to fight.
Right. Yeah, no, he's definitely different. So,
he got something in him that we can't see with our eyes.
Right.
So I think that may end up being the toughest fight for Canelo that Spence won.
Nah, I feel that. I mean, he would be going up 21 pounds though at the same time.
We seen him on the block going to the body with the homies, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And Cuz had at least 50 on my nigga. You hear me? And they was going to the body, no gloves, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga is different. He's different. When I saw that, I was thinking, like, why the fuck you about to be a champion? Why are you about to break a rib? He's different. Yeah. He like break a rib fighting these bums, man. I get thrown from Corvettes for fun.
Yeah, he's definitely different, man. I'm super excited for the fight next week. Yeah, right. week from today at this point.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. I don't know how I'm gonna go about. What time is that? Do we know what time that Stephen Fulton and Inoue fight is?
I believe they're scheduled to come out at Tuesday at 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Yeah, Eastern time, 8 a.m.
Damn.
Yeah, pretty sure it was 8. Yeah, it's for sure the morning though. Either way,
right? Because it's Japan. Damn. Yeah. I was hoping it was going to be at a time I could try to catch it. Mm-hmm. I can't catch that, and I'm going to be at work.
Right, I was going to say, got to go to work, but yeah, that's what it's starting up, though.
Figure something out. Before we wrap up, I do want to shout out your boy.
Who that?
Jared Anderson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that too.
Got the win over Charles Martin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. What was you about to say?
I was just gonna say, how'd you feel about how he looked in that fight?
I mean, I think he has promise. I do.
Yeah.
I think he has promise. I mean, I think he's still a raw talent, of course. But he's only 15 fights in, and a lot of times heavyweights, especially ones that get that big, the fight's not pretty anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why everybody, beat up Tyson Fury, because you haven't seen a 6'8" guy look so smooth like that in the ring. We've seen Deontay Wilder look very awkward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of the technically sound heavyweights of the past were a lot tighter fighters, a lot smaller in stature. And Charles Martin 6'5" himself.
Yeah.
Jared Anderson 6'4". So yeah, I think it was supposed to look raw. But he has some improvements to make. He does have some improvements to make before he's what people are hyping him up to be. They talking about next heavyweight champion, could clear the division, all that. Yeah, he got a long way to go to be that.
Right. Speaking of that too, though, how you feel about Fury with this
Francis Ngannou fight?
Yeah. A lot of people are upset about that. It looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I would be too, to be honest, like, as a boxing fan, because it's like, why would you do that when Usyk's available?
Right.
Usyk's available. That's for all the marbles. That's to see who the real big dog is.
Right.
And instead of doing that, you would go Francis Ngannou. But I know at the same time, like, let's be honest, Fury's at that point where he's about to leave. So I completely understand, and especially when you've already undisputed once, right? He undisputed before he retired the first time when he beat Klitschko.
No, he wasn't.
He didn't get all the belts.
No, he was unified. I mean, technically, he's gotten all the belts, but he didn't have the WBC
all of them at the
belt.
same time,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. But I guess what I'm getting at is you had that as the legacy, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me coming back, an older guy, I need to guarantee the bag before I guarantee the belts. You know what I'm saying? So Usyk is kind of like a Errol Spence or a Terrence Crawford looking back for boots. Like, yeah, I'm older now. That's a hard fight for me to take. I don't know if I want to devote myself for one last one that may not make me a lot of money when I can go for a guy like Francis Ngannou who's going to make millions because he's going to bring in UFC fans and I'm going to bring in boxing fans.
Oh, for sure.
I think that's at least his, realm of thought with that. But I would have much rather seen the Usyk fight.
Right, for sure. But my thing is too, so the fight isn't for his WBC belt. But my thing is, so what happens if Francis somehow pulls off a win? What does that do to the division?
That's fucked up, right? Because it's an actual fight, like it's an actual sanction. It's not a what do they call it now?
Exhibition.
There you go. It's not one of them. But Francis Ngannou was a boxer before he was an MMA fighter.
Yeah. But my thing is, like, it seems like if he somehow pulls off the win, he would have to run it back to actually get the belt. Right.
And then you know how Fury is with rematches. He might be in court like Wilder trying to get that motherfucker.
Right.
But I mean, listen, because if he beats Fury, savage move. But I know his management wouldn't know enough to know because they're mixed martial arts. Savage move is cut it on this spot. Now I want to petition to fight Usyk. I know I'm brand new, but I just beat your king, right? Is this your king? Is this your gypsy king?
Right.
Yeah, I just beat him, so now I want to fight Usyk. I want to take his spot. And you go from there.
Yeah.
But I don't think that Ngannou has enough to do anything to Fury. I do think if he catches him, it could be a problem. But after seeing Fury get up from that Wilder shot, I don't know what Ngannou can hit him with.
I agree with that, but I also feel like, he was coming back for his return against that Wilder shot. But I also think he's probably looking through Francis in this fight. You know what I'm saying?
That's a big possibility.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he really catches him with a shot, and it's just like he has to really sit on that one good shot he gets and hope that does it. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, that motherfucker throws punches from... Man, listen. If he gets hit with a Francis Ngannou shot, the same way he gets hit with that Deontay Wilder shot, I don't know that he gets up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bigger ounce gloves or not, I don't know that he gets up from that.
Right.
That's different too. That's an African fist.
Yeah.
that ain't no Bud Light delivery driving fist. That's a escape fucking war African fist that just hit you right there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like you said, I don't really see this happening in real life, but on the off chances it does, that would be really interesting because with the belt not being on the line, if he sleeps him, WBC got to be looking at Fury like, I don't know about you being the champ, my guy. Like, you're kind of funny in the light right now.
right. But who knows? Maybe who is it? Mauricio Sulaiman. He may be smarter than he looks too. Maybe I do make him a WBC champ, and it brings over that UFC fandom permanently. Now they're permanently here.
Right.
We saw Kimbo Slice come in, not like on this level, but we saw him come in and become a champ.
Right.
Why not?
Yeah.
Francis.
That's true.
Why not Francis? I'm trying to see if I got anything else. Oh wait, what did you say? You said Spence by 10th round KO?
11th.
11th. Okay. I forgot I never wrote that down. 11th round KO. Okay. That's crazy. This nigga said KO.
I mean, we might be TKO too, but I think he gets the stoppage. However you want to look at it.
Right. Okay. Do you get? Oh wait. Before we go, what time is it? Yeah, nah, we about to wrap. Anything else that you wanted to touch before we go?
Not too much. A couple fights that could be semi-interesting tonight, though.
Yeah.
Kambosos fighting Maxie Hughes. Not really sure who Maxie Hughes is, but it'd be interesting to see if Kambosos still has a pulse in the 35 division. Keyshawn Davis, who is way more heavily favored in his fight on the same card. He's fighting Francesco Patera, it looks like.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, I was about to say, not really sure who that is either, but yeah, both of those fights are tonight. So obviously, I'm going with Kambosos and Keyshawn to win those, but yeah, it's just gonna be interesting to see how they play out.
Man, I'm done. I'm done with the I'm done with the cab driver shit. You know, like, don't, like, you coming from the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, motherfuckers still need development fights as a pro.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, when you coming from the Olympics, you can dare to be great enough to skip a few levels. Like, that's one thing I will say about Rolly is when Rolly took that, what was dude that beat him for real?
Oh, Barroso?
No, not the last one.
Fight?
The dude with the braids that beat him. It was during COVID. And everybody's talking about he got robbed. What the fuck is his name? Hispanic dude.
Talking like Yidget? Anthony Yidget? Was that
nah. Hold on, let me look it up because that's gonna bother me now. I would have thought it would have came to me.
Mourinho's? Is it? We just gonna go down the list.
No, I'm gonna know it if I see it. Here we go. Now my phone fucking up. It won't bring up his box rec. Where's his? What's his name? Damn, what the fuck is his name? That's gonna bother me, man. That's really gonna fucking bother me. I can see his face, but I cannot think of his name. I'm not gonna find it. Because Wikipedia doesn't show the fights he had. And my box rec keeps doing that thing where it cuts you out, where it says it's not available.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I could do. I know exactly what I could do.
Yeah, I think you are talking about Maria's. The Dominican dude.
You might have been Dominican. Jackson Martinez.
You said who now?
Jackson Martinez.
Yeah, no. We talking about the same. It's like Mourinho's or something like that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we talking about the same person.
Yeah, then yeah, that is him then.
Yeah.
Yep, that was him. But what I was saying was he dared to be great when he took that fight because that motherfucker jumped up from what he was fighting. I think his longest fight was a 6-rounder. He went straight to 12s.
Yeah.
Like, that's somebody daring to be great. That's saying, you know what, I know I'm good enough. Let me cut the bullshit and just go straight into it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, his fight right before that was an 8-rounder, but he stopped him in the second round. So you might as well say he had only fought 6s before that.
Then that might be what his 6th round was the furthest he's ever went prior to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. But shit, even going from an 8 to a 12.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't even been 8 before.
Right.
I gotta give you peace for that, even though you looking real crazy right now. But you a champ. So
yeah.
Congrats, champ. That's all I can say.
So what's your prediction, him and Ryan? How you see that going?
Him and Ryan, I don't think that Ryan has what Tank has. I don't think that working with Derek James for years is going to get him that kind of head movement and awareness in the ring. So it's going to be like the same. It's going to be an issue where I want to know how you fight getting rushed, because Rolly's going to rush you the entire fight, and we know Garcia can't fight off his back foot. He can't fight off his feet. His feet are planted. There's no movement in his feet. So with somebody that's going to rush you the whole time, you got to be able to, circle out. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. So, I mean, that's a tough one, to be honest. I really think that's a 50-50 fight. I think that he can definitely catch. I'm leaning Ryan in it. Because I think that his power is something. His punches are fast and they get there quick. So if Derek James does enough to close off some of those leaks that he has in his game, I think he can walk through Rolly. I won't say easily, but if I were to predict that fight right now, I would give it a 8 to 10 round knockout.
Okay. I feel the same. I think Ryan already had some glimmers of
He did better than I expected in that Tank fight.
Yeah, no. I honestly think him being weight drained played a part. Like, I'm not gonna make the excuse for him, but I think the the result is the same, but I think it would have been later on.
Right.
If he was, not drained like that.
Right. No, I agree with that.
So, yeah, I think Ryan honestly stops Rolly.
He the new WBC.
You said what?
He the new WBC.
What you mean?
That's what Rolly got from that, didn't he? He's the WBC champ at 140.
Nah, it's WBA.
I thought it was the WBC he got.
Nah, Regis got the WBC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be his first belt too, won't it? Ryan's. His first real belt.
Right. Yeah, I think he had interim.
Right.
35.
Yeah, he had an interim title, but that'll be his first real belt.
Right.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him in that fight.
For sure.
But we about to wrap up. Who we got hitting the showers?
I don't know. I'm low key telling Tank hit the showers with this Chris Colbert.
He said Chris Colbert. He ain't fighting the talk show host.
Right. Whatever the dude's name is.
Chris Colbert.
Yeah.
He said Colbert.
Yeah, I'm like, that's kind of wild. Like,
that is wild, though.
Yeah, I need to see you get some real work in, not fighting, plumbers and electricians, basically. No disrespect to Colbert. Like, I'm not too familiar with his fights, but
Colbert was coming up on the rise. He was gonna challenge Shakur Stevenson, but he got knocked out against can't think it was the Mexican dude. Can't think of his name, man. Why I'm blanking on names. I didn't drink too many beers today or something. These names ain't coming to me like they should be.
Man.
But yeah, he got knocked out. So even still, like, you taking a Chris Colbert who's coming off of a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are we doing that?
Yeah.
But you didn't give Tevin Farmer no smoke that he was calling out for after he lost to JoJo Diaz.
Right.
But you gonna fight Chris Colbert, who isn't even at 135.
Right. Yeah, it don't make sense to me, man. So yeah. I need him to hit the showers.
I agree with that. Tank hit them motherfuckers for that. I agree. But the fight ain't made yet, so hopefully we get, some razzle dazzle.
All right. Fair enough.
Some what do you call it? Give me nothing's coming to my head. But a distraction over here and the real shit going on over here. Give me some of that.
Yeah.
My hit-ems.
Little bait and switch.
Right. My hit-ems is gonna have to go to Shakur.
Mm-hmm.
You fucked off. That is a big fly. Where did that come from? That must have came through my air conditioner.
Oh man.
I thought that motherfucker was a bee at first. I said, God damn. Yeah, you just fucked off an opportunity. Like, you gotta dare to be great, and the fact that he offered you that contract.
Right. You supposed to take that. Like, you ain't proved nothing in the division. You lost your belts on the scales in the last division. If you really like that, make yourself the guy, and go with it from there. And
then that's comparable to the same contract he got from Kambosos.
Right.
So you just saw he gave you the it ain't the green print. We know that's Mayweather shit. He gave you the fucking Haney print though.
Mm-hmm.
So what makes you think you're better than me? That you now deserve 50-50 and you just saw me do the same thing?
Right.
Fucking weirdo, hit the showers. Then he go and send the fucking the bottles to him at the club talking about sign the contract.
Sign the contract.
What fucking contract, nigga?
Right.
What contract am I signing? A 50-50?
Right.
Niggas is weird nowadays, Joe.
For sure.
That's what that comes down to. But I ain't got nothing else for us. So to all my shower heads, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell the motherfuckers to troll. We'll be back Wednesday for sure. I don't know what we gonna hit y'all with yet. I'm sure it's gonna be all around sports till this football season pop off. But Mo, until next time, I know we gonna have some more fights coming up, so I'm gonna try to get you back on as much as possible.
All right, for sure.
Alright, we out this bitch. We'll catch y'all next time. I gotta do this one. Fuck. I don't even know what I'm doing. Bang.